Welcome to Pour the Wine. It's Rom-Com Time, where we'll sip some wine and review all things rom-com on the Hallmark Channel and elsewhere.
Yes, elsewhere.
Today, we're going to be reviewing a movie that did not air on the Hallmark Channel, but we're really excited about it.
Yes, we are.
It's still a rom-com. I'm
It
Amy.
Sure is. And I'm Gary.
You can send us an email to pourthewine@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts about anything Hallmark related, or send us an email and let us know your thoughts about the movie we are reviewing today. We would love to hear from you.
We really would. And if you want to help Hallmark fans or rom-com fans find us, you can do so by giving us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify. But if you like watching this and watching that,
the face
head on
for
over to
radio.
YouTube at Pour the Wine is Rom-Com Time. Click that subscribe button and the bell so you never miss an episode we drop.
Don't miss one. Now, in today's Heard It Through the Grapevine segments, we got to see the trailer for The Nights of Christmas.
Yes, we
That
did.
was released, and this one is starring Tyler Hines and Lacey Malley, and that's going to be premiering sometime
Oh my goodness!
during
All
Countdown
you
to
heinies
Christmas
out there.
2026.
Yes.
Yes, it looks so
Mr.
cute.
James Bond himself.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Come on, Hallmark. We're looking for a Hallmarkified James Bond for Tyler
Yes,
Hines.
we are. Yes,
Let's
we are.
go. But it looks so cute. It's very Groundhog Day,
Yes, it is.
right? It's very
I agree
Groundhog
with you.
Day-ish.
Mhm.
But it looks really cute, really
Really.
sweet. I can't wait. It makes me very excited for the holidays each time we see one of these
I know.
trailers for the new movies that are coming. Oh,
I just got 3 words for you.
what?
Delicious.
That's how the movie looks.
That's how the movie looks. I can't wait.
It
I
looks
can't
really,
wait.
it looks really good.
Yes, it does.
And cute and fun. I think it was called something about a time loop at one time, the Christmas time. Maybe not. I'm probably wrong, which I am a lot of times. So don't quote me on that. I know now it's called The Nights of Christmas.
There you go.
So, but that looks really cute, and so you can probably find that trailer anywhere at this point
social
on YouTube,
media,
Hallmark
yes.
Channel,
Hallmark
social
Channel,
media.
yes.
Everybody's posting it. Yep.
There you go.
Yep. All right. So today we're going to be reviewing our very first non-Hallmark movie, which we are very excited about. We were trying to figure out which one, because we've wanted to do other rom-coms, right, that we're going to review, and we will be in the future. But this one's perfect timing. We're in Christmas in July. So we are going to be reviewing Serendipity.
Serendipity.
Yes. Oh my God. I cannot express how much we love this film.
Yes.
It was originally released in the theaters on October 5th, 2001. So this lovely movie is going to be turning 25
Yes. That's
in
crazy.
October.
25. Woo.
Now, I saw it when it was in the theaters and loved it from the moment I saw it. And you did not.
No, I did not. Not until
We were not together at the time.
Not until we met in December.
That's
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Another really good movie, Hallmark Christmas movie. But you didn't watch it until 2018 ish,
Something like that,
with
yeah.
me,
Yeah.
or maybe it was
And
probably
can't-
before that. No, I made you watch it before that.
And
2014,
can't stop watching it. So
2014, 2015. So you weren't too far behind.
yeah.
Ish.
And every year we watch it several times.
Yes,
So.
we love it. All right, so it stars John Cusack as Jonathan Traeger, Kate Beckinsale as Sarah Thomas, Jeremy Piven as Dean Kansky, Bridget Moynihan as Hallie Buchanan, Eugene Levy as the Bloomingdale salesman, John Corbett as Lars, and Molly Shannon as Eve.
Oh, wow. Lars, he kills me.
I know.
Serendipity was written by Mark Klein and directed by Peter Chelsom. Mark has 4 other writing credits, with the most recent being 2022, The In-Between. And Peter's last film was 2024's A Sudden Case of Christmas.
Excellent.
So, let's drop the synopsis.
All righty. A couple search for each other years after the night they first met, fell in love, and separated, convinced that one day they'd end up together.
Do they? Well, I shouldn't have to say it because it's been 25 years. But if you haven't seen the movie yet, I would suggest you stop our podcast because we are going to talk about
We
the
are
movie.
100% going to drop spoilers.
Or you can listen to our podcast and then go watch it.
Yes.
And let us know what you think.
Either way works.
There you go.
All right. So before we dive in and start talking about I don't even know if we're going to do our first takes because loved it. But before we dive in, I just wanted to bring up a few things. First, this premiered, just a few weeks after September 11th. And I remember John Cusack, he went on the Rosie O'Donnell show. And of course, her show was based in New York City. And at the time, I think I read somewhere that, he really didn't want to do interviews. It was just a horrifically sad time.
Yeah.
For the country, for us as a nation, and it just deep, inexplicable sadness. And I remember him being on that show and saying just something to the effect of, it was just hard for him to be there promoting it, but he wanted to because he felt like, it was basically like a love story to New York City.
Right.
And in fact, when it premiered at the Toronto Film Festival, it premiered just a few days after September 11th, and the Twin Towers were in the movie. And I think one of the opening shots, and it caught the audience by surprise, obviously. Right. And so the studio removed it before it was released nationwide.
Yeah.
Now, on a lighter note, if you're a New Yorker, or if you're not, maybe you've heard of it, Serendipity 3 is actually a restaurant in New York City.
Yes, it is.
And we have had the pleasure of going to Serendipity.
Over
and having
Valentine's weekend.
Famous, yes, we did. We had their famous frozen hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Which was delicious.
And you know why it has the number 3?
Why?
Because it was opened or co-founded by 3 people in 1954.
1954. It's sort of a staple there in New York, and it's so cute, adorable. I think we didn't sit at the table that they sit at in the restaurant.
And you know what? We hadn't seen the movie yet. You just wanted to take me there because
I had
of
seen
the
movie. Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. You
had
saw
seen the
it,
movie.
and that's why you wanted to go.
Okay.
But I hadn't seen it yet, and I
Correct.
told you if I had seen it, we would have waited for that table.
Correct.
And it's upstairs.
That is correct. But we were
yes.
lucky just to get in and all that.
Yeah,
jazz,
we were.
Because it's very crowded.
Yep.
Because it's famous. Kate Beckinsale's character, Sarah, was originally going to be an American character. And when the director, Peter, heard her audition in her American accent, he asked her to do it in her her natural British accent. And that won over, and she became British.
There you go.
And then there's a scene where Jonathan, the character Jonathan, played by John Cusack, he kind of kicks some snow and it sort of hits one of the extras. And it actually, he didn't mean to do it. And so that scene is like legitimately real, where he apologized. He's like, oh, sorry. He didn't mean to do that. So that was like a real, and Peter decided to leave it in the film. So there's just a few.
That is so cute. Oh my gosh.
I had to throw those in. We just love the movie. Our friends, Rich and Renee over at Forever Hallmark Christmas, go listen to them. They always do some like behind the scenes fun facts. Yeah. These we just happen to do because I love the movie so much. These are things that are in my brain since forever.
And they have the mistletoe meter.
They do have the mistletoe meter.
Rates the kiss at the end of the scene, at the end of the movie. So I would be interested in hearing what grade they would give this one, because it was beautifully done.
Oh, beautifully done.
Beautifully done.
Beautifully done, he says. All right, so let's get into, I guess we can sort of talk about, we always talk about our first takes, but in this case, it would be my like 8 millionth take. What about you?
Oh, what did I think?
Yeah, what'd you think?
Oh, man, I loved it. I mean, the premise behind the movie, you got one who believes in fate, one who believes in choice. Together, it's yin and yang. You have a love story over years. They never forget that one night that they met. I mean, what an impression on somebody, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like when me and you met.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, I and the music. Oh
yes.
My gosh.
Don't even get me started
and
on
you're a big fan of the music, and I'm a big fan because it sets the mood of the scene. And Great job. Great job.
Yes.
So, yes,
Yes.
Christmas magic, love story
It's got
over
all the
the years.
ingredients.
Oh, love it.
I
What about
just,
you?
oh God, I just adore this movie. I cannot express enough how much I
Mm-hmm.
like it. It has, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later. It has one of my probably all-time favorite, one of my top all-time favorite scenes in a movie, like ever, is in this
Yes.
movie. And I talk about it relentlessly. I know you get sick about it.
I don't get
Every
sick
time I watch it, we get goosebumps. I
and
tear
tear
up.
up.
It is so powerful and so
Mm.
good. Oh, and like you said, when I first saw this, one of the things that I loved, it's funny, it's light, it's,
Yes.
John Cusack so charismatic in it, and Kate Beckinsale so great, and there's so much comedy in it
Eugene.
throughout. Eugene,
Mm.
yeah, Jeremy Piven. I mean, everybody is just so good in this. It like fires on every cylinder in my mind.
Right.
And the music. When I tell you I left the theater, I left saying I'm getting the soundtrack. I know
Mhm.
all of the songs. The original composed music is perfection.
Yep.
The songs that they used in it. Hello, Annie Lennox, looking at you, waiting in vain. I love everything about this movie. So
Mhm.
it's
I
not going
agree
to be a
with you.
shock when I rate it at the end. But
Okay. All right.
all
Well,
right,
let's talk about the meet cute.
should we unwrap the merry meet cute?
Oh, let's unwrap it.
Let's unwrap it.
So, how do they meet?
You want me to tell it?
You tell it.
All right, so they are shopping. It is close to Christmas. The stores are packed, and they both reach for the same pair of gloves that are on the shelf in Bloomingdale's.
Yep.
Right?
The black cashmere gloves.
Right. So, I don't think that so they reach for the same gloves, and they're both like, you can have it. No, you can have it. No, you can have
Right.
it. And so, I think Jonathan's the one who puts them back and is like, no, you take it. And he puts it back for her to take it. And then another guy walks up and he goes to grab it. And they're like, wait. This really belongs to us. And he's like, well, it's still on the rack, and so they proceed to kind of make up a story.
Right.
And they each kind of, how you go, and then she walked down the elevator and then
with her new boyfriend.
Right. They
which is
kind of go back
me.
and forth, and they make up
Yeah.
a story, and then it ends up not working. The guy doesn't believe it, obviously, and they kind of joke about it, and he walks away, and then they end up getting the gloves. One of them
Yes.
does, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, they part. She gets in a cab, or no, they decide to go to Serendipity.
Right.
Right. They get the gloves. They decide to go to Serendipity. They're sitting there. They have just this great conversation, and they do talk about the word serendipity and how it means a fortunate accident. And she doesn't believe in accidents, which is what you said.
Right.
She thinks fate is behind everything. They part ways. Bye-bye. See you later. Don't get numbers. Back in those days, didn't have the quick cell phone. You could,
Right.
key your number in. They leave. The song that's playing is called Moonlight Kiss. Perfection in that
Yep.
moment. Just going to
I
say.
agree.
They both realize they have forgotten something at Serendipity. They both go back to Serendipity to pick it up, and they're both there at the same time.
Yes. And she believes it's fate.
It's fate. So then he's like, don't go. Let's do something. And she's
Yeah.
like, what do you want to do? And just the way he looks at her. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
They
Yes,
go
yes.
ice skating. I mean, it's a long meet cute, right? Because they have that initial, and then they part, and then they come back together. They go ice skating. They're asking each other questions, which, it is. We are a Hallmark podcast, so we won't go into all the questions. But
Yeah, the
he's
last
just
question was
openly
funny.
flirting with her. And, he says his favorite movie is Cool Hand Luke, and
Yep.
it's snowing.
Yep.
And then they have a moment where she falls on the ice after saying something,
Yeah.
and then she falls on the ice. He's kind of mending her arm, and she has freckles because she's British. What she
Right.
say? The curse of the British, right?
The
freckles.
curse of the British.
And then they talk about Cassiopeia,
Yes.
right? Which
One of the
is constellation in
Yeah.
the sky. I'm trying to run through it quickly because it is kind
It's
of
such a long meet cute.
Yeah. And then, what's great is she finally gives him her name and number on a piece of paper, right? She finally decides, okay, I'm going to give it to you. And she goes to hand it to him, and a truck goes by and blows the paper. And there's all these papers over the sidewalk.
All
So
over
he's
the
like,
place.
that was an accident. And she goes, no, that was fate, you know?
That was fate telling us to stop it.
To stop it, right. So then she has him write his name and phone number down on a $5 bill. And he's like, oh, you are a strange woman, you know, and he's writing it, and then an interesting and something woman, and gives it to her. And she goes to a vendor and buys something. And he's like, what did you just do? And she said, well, when it makes its way back to me, then you'll believe, you know, then you're going to know.
When I call you on the phone
mints,
and you hear my voice on the other end, then you'll realize.
Yep. And then he says, well, that's not fair because, you know, your name isn't out in the universe in anything. So then they go and they buy a book.
No, she has it in her purse.
Or she has it in her purse. Right. Go ahead. Tell that part.
So she pulls out a book, and what's the name of the book? Because I didn't write it down.
It's Love in the Time of
Cholera.
Yeah.
And that was also in the movie
An American in Austin.
American Austin.
I recognize the book. Yeah.
And that was really, really good too. Yeah. And so she writes her information in there, and he's like, okay, so what do we do? And she says, well, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go to a used bookstore and sell it to him. And then if it makes its way back to you, then we know it's fate.
Right. And he's like, which one? And she's like, I can't tell you.
I can't tell you. So, and then as they're walking, she decides, because they're still on a date. Well, it's not really a date.
Right.
They decide to go into the hotel, the
Waldorf Astoria.
Waldorf Astoria. And she says, you wait on this side, I'll wait on this side. We'll push the elevator buttons and you pick a floor, I'll pick a floor. And if we end up on the same floor, then it was meant to be.
Right. They get in elevators across from
each other.
Right. So
he still doesn't know her name yet.
Right.
So as they get in the elevator, and as the elevators are closing, she says, my name's Sarah. And she throws the bag with one cashmere glove in it. She kept the other one and threw it to him, and he caught it, and the elevator doors close. So,
no, just kidding. There's a little bit more.
So she picks number 23, and he's kind of frustrated, and he ends up picking 23.
They both pick the same number.
Yes, but as you can guess, it didn't work because someone got on his elevator.
A little kid.
A little kid dressed in a devil's costume with his dad, who ended up pushing every button on the elevator.
As kids do.
So anyways, to make a long story short, they do end up finally making it up to the 23rd floor. But as they're coming out, she's going in to go back down.
And that's the meet cute.
That's the meet cute. So there you go. Ooh, what a meet cute.
Go.
So how are you going to rate this one?
I'm going to rate this one. Oh, did you write down our...
Oh, you know what? I forgot to write it down. Oh,
wait. All right, wait. I think I...
Yeah, that was...
Okay, Merry and Bright, Snow Much Potential, or Ho Ho No, it didn't work.
How about Ho Ho? Yes.
You can't use Ho Ho in the beginning. It's Merry and Bright.
Merry and Bright.
Best,
Merry and Bright for me.
Right.
It was the coolest meet cute I've ever seen in a movie.
Right. And so they have the meet cute. They kind of separate initially, then they come back together and they have this long, like you said, first date.
Yep.
Right. And it goes on and they still don't really, she doesn't know his name at all.
No,
right?
He tells her.
Oh, no, he tells her. He tells her his
Jonathan.
name. Right. So she knows it's Jonathan. She finally says it's Sarah, but that's all that they know.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you watched We Met in December on the Hallmark Channel, that is a Hallmark movie. It's very similar.
Very similar and very good
to this movie. But
yes,
I digress.
Okay. So
all right.
You want to go into some favorite scenes?
Okay, I will. I'm going to try to limit mine to just a couple. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I love everything about this movie.
Yes.
I could talk about every scene that I love, and we would be here for 2 hours.
Yep.
So I'm going to really try. I'm going to limit my scenes. I'm going to try. Okay. All right. So one of my, the one I'll talk about is one of my favorite scenes. So they separate. time goes by. We don't know how many years, although I did read it was supposed to be about 7 years, but I'm not sure that that's accurate. But anywho,
Right.
um, they are with different people
Mm-hmm.
at the time, right?
Yep.
They're both engaged. Well,
Yep.
one is getting engaged and one is engaged to be married.
Yep.
And so we see Jonathan in his new life at his sort of rehearsal dinner type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where the families have gathered and he is marrying someone different who's not Sarah. It's Hallie,
Yes.
played by Bridget Moynihan. And then we go to Sarah's life. We see her. She is in San Francisco. I
Yep.
think she takes the ferry, and this is where. And so she's a like a therapist in training,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then there's this great, she's got a client or whatever. But then it goes into the music starts for "Waiting in Vain" by Annie Lennox. It's just the music. It picks up. She takes the ferry home. She walks in. She's got the cutest hat on. Her little
Mm-hmm.
coat is the wardrobe was so good too, the costuming. Um, and the song is playing, and she walks into her house, and it's like slow motion. All these rose petals kind of go up in the air, and they show her kind
Yeah.
of step into the house, and it's been all these candles are lit, and it's dark, and she's got these boxes, and it's like a box within a box within a box within a box within a box, right? Like those Russian
Way
dolls,
overkill. Way
and
overkill.
yeah. But it's really, I love the way the music is playing in that scene. I love the
Right.
slow motion of the petals. I love the way she walks in, she starts smiling. I love the way she's dressed. And then we meet Lars for the first time, played by
Yep.
John Corbett, and he comes out. And that's one of my favorite scenes, I think, because the music just invoked that whole scene.
Yes.
And
it
that's
did.
why I loved it so much.
Yeah. It
Yeah, just
definitely
one of them.
set the mood for that scene.
Yeah.
And then, in that scene, he tries to put the ring on her finger, and guess what? It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit.
And he's like, no, it's not
No,
fate.
you're not
It's
going to
not
look into
fate.
it. You're not going to look into it, right? But what's great is now she's a therapist, and she gets asked, "Do you really believe in, and she kind of
Soulmates.
said she doesn't,
Right.
like
Right.
she's no
So
longer believes in fate, or that's what she
Yeah.
tells her clients, right?
Yep. Yep. So that was funny.
Yeah. What about you?
One of mine was Lars at the, I guess it's a bar, and he's this new age musician. It's kind of
Yes,
like,
I know.
I guess Indian music, and he plays this
I'm not
flute,
sure. Yeah.
and he gets so into it. And I heard that he had practiced to play, or he practiced enough so that it looked like he actually was
Oh,
doing
really?
it.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I
Oh,
looked
look
it
at
up.
you. Okay.
But it was actually real musicians that actually made the song.
The song.
But it was so funny the way he just gets into it, and he's getting ready to go on tour, in Europe. They sold out like 11 gigs or something. So it was just such a cute and fun scene.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
music, I just love it. Every time somebody says serendipity, that's the first thing that comes to
Is
my
that
mind is that music.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So what's another one of yours?
I loved every scene with Jeremy Piven.
Oh my God.
Cannot, I
He
could
is
go through every
so
scene where,
good.
Jonathan, he's getting married, but he can't get Sarah out of his head. So they both end up on this quest to find each other. That's sort of the premise of the film, right? And
Mhm.
they try to find each other. It's about finding clues and all that. But he's so funny in it.
Mm.
Because, he's like this. I'm not going to, Jeremy Piven's character, Dean, right? Yeah, Dean.
Right.
He's like, I'm not going to be in any part of this. I don't want any part of this. And then he's following Jonathan around. They're going to all these bookstores to try to find the book. And and
Yes.
this is years later. So
Oh
it's
my
just,
gosh.
I just love his character. I just throw that in there. So there is a scene. So, oh gosh, I don't even know which scene to go to. I just love them all so much. But there's a scene where it's Eugene,
Mhm.
Jeremy, and John. They
Yes.
all have to go to like the warehouse where they keep receipts because they have
Right.
realized Jonathan has found a receipt and they're trying to track down where
The
Sarah lived so they can try
Right.
to find out where she lived in New York. And they don't know she doesn't live there anymore, but they're trying to
Right.
track it down. And there's just a scene between Eugene and Jeremy Piven. They're looking through all these boxes. Now, these are the old days before everything was, on a
Digitized.
computer,
Yep.
digitized, and they're looking carbon copies, right? And they're
Hmm.
looking through receipts. And it's just so funny, the banter between them, because Eugene Levy's like, well, what do you do? Now, in the meantime, Jeremy Piven's character, Dean, he works at the New York Times and he writes obituaries, but he doesn't
Right.
say that. So Eugene, he's like, so Jeremy tries to, oh, I work for the little publication. I don't know if you've heard of it, New York Times. Like he's trying to act like he's like this big reporter, right? And he's not.
Yes.
And Eugene Levy's like, oh, and then Jeremy's phone rings and he doesn't pick it up, but Eugene Levy does, and he's like, hello. And then he gets information on the phone. It's somebody calling asking if he's written the obituary. So he finds out who it is. And just Jeremy and Eugene in this moment have this like back and forth banter that every time I watch it, I find it hysterical. I mean, I cannot, and they're like, I'm the one with the last word. That's what
Right.
Jeremy
Right.
says. Cause you're right, and Eugene Levy's like, not tonight. You're not, and then so I just think I love that whole scene, the banter between them.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
The supporting cast for them,
Yes.
uh, you know, Dean for John Cusack and
Well, Jeremy Piven's Dean.
Jeremy
Right.
Piven's and
For
Eve for Sarah.
yes.
Sarah's best friend. They were so good in this.
So good.
And that
So
brings up
good.
my second one is so Sarah tricks Eve into going to New York because she thinks they're going there for her birthday, for Eve's birthday, but actually she wants to try one more time to find John. So they go to basically all the places that Sarah and John went to. And one of them was a golf range, those 3-tier golf ranges.
Well, Sarah and Jonathan didn't go to that.
No, but you're right. But he had talked about it. So she went there, and it's funny because...
Well, wait a minute. She went there because she found the flyer.
Right, but John had told her what he did.
He did?
Right?
He said he was at that... Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He was shooting
I must have missed that.
a series for it or something, which his company was actually there when Sarah showed up.
Right, he's like a producer.
And it's so funny because John, prior to all that, had been chewing gum and he stuck it behind the bench seat. And Sarah ends up sitting on that bench and she puts her hand behind the bench and she actually touches the gum. So it was those little things like that, the near misses. And poor Eve, she gets hit by a golf ball and then hit in the head when a guy does his backswing.
Yeah.
It was so well shot and so well done. Oh my God. So
it's just kind of like physical comedy too in it, which it totally works. Molly Shannon's gonna do anything.
Yes.
She's usually up for anything. But yeah, but I think what's important in that too is they're kind of, Sarah has gone to New York City sort of like fly by the seat of your pants. She's just gonna let fate take her wherever, this whole part of the whole gig, right? So they decide to stay at the Waldorf Astoria, coincidentally enough. And then they go out walking, and that's kind of when they see the guy in the golf. He's like dressed up as a T with the golf on his head, right? And they kind of get tangled up in him, and that's where the flyers are. So it's like you said, it's all about these clues and hints and going with it in the moment. And it's like that throughout the entire movie.
It was so
the entire
good.
movie.
So good. So what was another one of yours?
What do I want to talk about before I get to the scene? There were just so many good ones. The near misses that they had, like you just talked about the whole time. There's one where Jonathan and Dean show up at what they think was the last known address.
Right.
But it's actually now a bridal studio, which happens to be right next door to Serendipity.
Right.
And they show up as Sarah and Eve are leaving in the cab.
Right.
So there's like just this near miss, and it's towards the end of the night where they're both kind of just at the point where they're about to give up on what's going on.
Yep.
And so, yeah, all the near misses for
all
me.
The near misses.
Well, there's so many funny moments, and you and I quote them like all year long, and Did you
Right.
have any other favorite scenes before I talk about my
No, let's talk about that
ultimate?
because I also have mine at the end too.
Is yours the airplane one?
No,
No.
but
Okay.
it kind of leads into all that too. So,
Oh, okay. All
all
right.
right, so go ahead.
So my very favorite scene in this movie and almost in any movie I've ever seen, it's up there as top. So Jonathan is getting married,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there is a rehearsal. He has tried to look um
Sarah.
for Sarah, and he even at one point flies out to California and then makes it back. Oh
Yep.
no, not yet. Sorry.
Not yet.
Pause, please.
Pause that one.
So they're having the rehearsal,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been looking for this book, Love in the Time of
Cholera.
I don't know why that can't say. He's been looking for that book for years because she wrote her name and number in the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have their rehearsal, and he's distracted during the rehearsal because he's thinking about trying to find Sarah. And what was I going to say? Holly introduces Eve ends up at the rehearsal because it turns out she went to college
Mm-hmm.
with
Haley. Haley, yeah, or Holly.
right. Hallie, yeah. And after everyone leaves, they go through the rehearsal, everyone leaves, and Jonathan and Hallie sit down, and Hallie's upset because he's been distracted, and she's like, I want you to I don't want your feet to be cold, call me crazy, I want you
Mm-hmm.
in it to win it kind of thing.
Right.
And then she gives him a gift. Like the typical bride to the groom gift the night
Mm-hmm.
before the wedding. And he's like, oh, I forgot yours. And he opens it, and it's the book.
It's the book.
And I'm just going to say that. I just got to say something. The music in that
Yes.
moment, the look
On
his face, the watering of the eyes.
Yes.
He opens it up, and the name is there with the number.
Yeah.
I can't take it. Every time I watch it, cannot take that moment in that movie. It is so good.
It is.
Oh
That's a
my
chef
gosh, it's
kiss.
so good.
A chef's kiss.
When
for
he
sure.
looks at her and he's like, it's a perfect gift, and then he gets into, they leave. He gets
Mm-hmm.
into the cab where Jeremy Piven's character Dean is waiting for him because they're supposed to go, whoop
a
it up for a
bachelor
little bit,
party.
right?
Yep.
Do the bachelor party. And he just hands him the book. And Jeremy Piven is like, what?
Oh my God.
Just the look of shock on his face. And he
Yep.
looks it up. And then, Jonathan takes Jeremy's phone out of his pocket, hands it to him so he can call the New York Times and get an address for that phone number.
Yep.
And it is it's one of my all-time favorites. Just love it, love it, love it.
Yes, it was a perfect scene. And the funny thing
Yes.
about it is she got it for him because he was always looking for it. And she just thought he wanted the book. 'Cause
Right.
He
Right.
really liked the book.
Right.
Not knowing it was the book.
He was looking for a specific thing. He wasn't just looking for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Goodness.
my
All
favorite.
right.
So did you have more after?
My last one was when Sarah, she kind of gives up and she gets on the plane, but Eve is staying because Eve is going to go to the wedding. And she's sitting there, and this flight attendant comes by, and she goes, "You want a pair of headsets?" And she's like, "Sure." And she pulls out a wallet, and it's Eve's wallet that she had bought at a street vendor. And instead of it being Prada, it was Prado.
Prado.
And the lady was like, "But is there money in it?"
Is there money in it?
And there was. So Sarah pulls out a $5 bill and hands it to the flight attendant. And the scene kind of slows down a little bit. And the flight attendant turns to the person across the aisle. And Sarah notices that the $5 bill is the one that Jonathan wrote his name and number on. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
So she takes the 5 and gets off the plane because she has to call him and she has to contact him.
Yes.
So that was one of my
Yes,
favorite
it's so good. It's so
scenes.
good. So they
And
both have that moment of
both
finally
have that
the
moment.
thing getting back to them.
Right.
Right. And what's great is that $5 bill, actually, Eve picks it up in Serendipity.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of cool too. She's
Right.
picking up the change and she leaves a little bit for a tip, but she just picks up the 5 and puts it in her wallet at that moment. So now the audience knows that Eve has it.
Yep.
And then they accidentally, mix up their wallets. I don't remember seeing that part happen,
Right.
maybe, but they just, because they both had Prada and Prado wallets.
Right. That
The
was
knockoff.
funny.
So
That was really good.
this is really good.
All right.
So you have those like full circle moments.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have to say just one more thing before we get into the rest. So there's the part where, so you said Sarah finally finds his number and she goes to his address and they're like, oh, he's getting married. He probably already is already. So then she goes, it's the wedding, of course, is at the Waldorf Astoria.
Right.
So she rushes there and she goes in and there's no one in there. And there's like a janitor cleaning up the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically tells her the wedding never happened, right? And she's standing there with one of the gloves, right? She's standing with one of the gloves and she's crying, but she's kind of laughing a little bit. And she
Right.
said, oh, that's terrible, but she's laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the audience laughing at that. I
Yeah.
specifically being in everybody cracked up at that. And just because she was, her face, like, the janitor was probably like, oh, she's really sad, but she was really internally kind of excited that the wedding didn't happen, So it's just such a good moment to be in the theater. And it was really cool.
Because she rushed in and said, don't do it. And the janitor was like, what? She goes, did it happen? And he was like, no, or you missed it or something. So she thought he actually got married. And as she turned to go walk out, he said, he called it off. And then that's when she turns around and she has tears. And she's like, he called it off.
Yeah.
And she kind of giggles a little bit.
It's so good.
Oh, it was so good.
Yep. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then, we just have the ending where they finally, like we've said all along, there's all these like near misses and they end up in places where the other one was.
Mm-hmm.
And there are clues there and they're it is sort of fate-ish, serendipitous, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they end up at the ice skating rink, which they had been at during the meet cute.
Mm-hmm.
And he's laying
in the
just
center
looking
of
up
this.
in the center of it. He's got her coat. He doesn't know it's her coat. She left it on the bench that they sat at years before. And she had sat there earlier that night
telling
with
Lars it was over.
Telling Lars, yeah. So she, so he's got her coat and then
it starts snowing.
And then, because this is one of your favorite parts,
This is one of my favorite parts, because then the glove comes floating down and lands on his chest. And he's kind of like, what? And he has the other glove next to him on the ground.
Right.
So he's looking at it. And then, that expression where you're like, wait a minute, did this just happen? And then music kicks in. And it sets this up so well. And he turns and sees her across the rink. And she's got tears coming down her eyes. And he stands up and has that look like, it's almost like that Home Alone when Kevin, his mother, finally comes home.
Yeah.
And he sees her and he's kind of like,
only this is a different type of look.
He doesn't know whether to be mad or happy or whatever.
Yeah.
And oh my God. And here's where Rich and Renee have to grade the kiss.
The kiss.
Because
the
they
serendipity
meet
kiss.
in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They introduce themselves for real.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kiss, and the camera pans from one side of them all the way to the other side. And oh my goodness. Then it moves into the future, and they're still kissing.
Yeah, at Bloomingdale's.
At Bloomingdale's.
And Eugene Levy shows up where he works.
Because it's their, that's where they celebrate every year.
Yeah.
Because that's where they met.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Okay,
Perfect,
we tried. We did
perfect
not too
movie.
bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. All
right. So let's talk about our newest segment, Chemistry Uncorked. So for the chemistry between the two lead characters, which bottle of wine are you uncorking? A Grand Reserve, which is electric and unforgettable. I think I know. Estate, warm and convincing, or house wine, kind of
Grand
flat, serviceable.
Reserve.
You'll drink it, but okay, yeah. Grand Reserve for sure.
100%.
100%.
100%.
All right. Do you have any wait, what moments?
Yes, I do have a wait what,
All right,
and
what is
that's
it?
the glove falling on his chest.
Oh,
So
yeah. I
she
say
would
that
have
every time we watch it.
she would have had to throw. I mean, no one could have thrown it
It
that
sort of
far.
defies the laws of physics, that glove.
Yes, I mean it's
In that
snowing. It's
moment.
kind of windy. Can she
Yes.
do it? I don't think so, but it works, and you get the idea. But that
Right.
was my only wait what.
That's the Hallmark cheesy moment in it, right?
Because it kind of brings it all full circle. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gloves are back together again.
It works, but I agree. I had that as one of my wait whats. I do
Did you have any more?
So there's a part where Dean has written an obituary for
Oh, that was
Poor
so
Jonathan.
good. That was so good.
and Jonathan is reading it, and this is after they have gone to California to try to find her, and they see a couple having a good time in a house in San Francisco, and it is not Sarah and Lars, but they think it is.
Right.
So they go back home. He calls off the wedding. Dean has written this obituary for him, and Jonathan is walking around New York City, which he ends up at the ice skating rink.
Right.
He walks for it took him a long time to read that letter.
Yeah.
It was like mid-afternoon when he started, and then by the end it was like nighttime.
and
So I'm
snowing.
just, there was a little time lapse there that I wasn't sure about. So, but I go with it because I love them. I can forgive that.
Yeah.
I can forgive it
And
for all
before
those
Dean gave him the obituary to read, he said, the Greeks didn't write obituaries. They only asked one question after a man died. Did he have passion?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that
was pretty cool.
That was strong.
And we got to talk about you're the shit on the plane.
Oh my God.
I could go on and on and on. Okay, I won't go into that scene, but it's a cool scene
Yes.
between Dean and Jonathan on the plane where Dean's
He
relationship has fallen apart.
Yes, he's
And
married.
he's
and
little.
it's
He's
falling
not jealous,
apart.
but he's like, there's not enough of this of
Right.
of the of the book of searching for the one that got away and
Right.
all of that and keeping it alive. They let it die, and that's when
Yep.
he says to Jonathan, "You're the shit."
Mm.
Jonathan's like, "I'm the shit. That's me."
He is. He was.
I just love it. I just love it. All right, so let's get into Cheers
Okay.
briefly.
Just everything, the
Yeah.
music, how one brief encounter has such a profound effect on these two,
Yes.
even though they were with someone else. And, it's true. Like if you're not happy, life is, you only get one. And it's not fair to you or the other person. So be honest and, move on.
Well, I think go for it. If you
Go for it,
have that
yeah.
attraction, if it's something you can't explain, if it's and it's not necessarily that they were unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
It just they didn't, it wasn't the one.
Right.
And they were settling.
Right.
And so you never want to settle, and it's so hard to say when you meet somebody, and everything's not going to be fireworks all the time,
Right.
like we get it, but it is like when you're drawn to somebody like that, go for it, try it, see. You don't have
Yes.
to get married, but you
No,
can at
you don't.
least you got to, try it out. Don't let the moment pass. And today especially, so much easier to get someone's number and
Yes.
find out, well, I don't want to say stalk them and find out their information, but I mean like when you meet them, you have your phone, you have your cell phone, you can,
Social media.
social media, you can, you can connect
Mm-hmm.
that way. It makes it so much easier. So
Yeah. What
yeah.
about you? Do you have any
No,
cheers?
I agree. I have loved this from the moment I saw it. I love the story. I always have loved John Cusack. He is, of course, 80s. Hello, just love the 80s. And Kate Beckinsale so good in it. They're all so good in it. I just thought it was light and funny and just romantic, and it makes you just want to go after the one.
Yeah.
It just
It does.
and the music, and I love how everything ended up being a clue for something else, and they
Right.
crossed paths without knowing it, and
Yeah.
just the way it was written, the way it was filmed, the pacing of the movie, I thought was really, really good.
And
Get the soundtrack.
Lars and
Get the
Hallie
soundtrack.
being understanding, right?
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is, if somebody doesn't want to be with you, why do you want to stay? It might hurt,
Right.
but why do you want to try to stay with somebody or be angry about somebody who's telling you the truth?
Right.
I mean, it hurts. It sucks. We've all been there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, get the soundtrack.
Mm.
Download the soundtrack, as many songs from it as you can. It is so, so good. All right. Any jeers?
No, no jeers at all.
You are not going to get any notes from this girl.
Nope,
No,
nope,
no,
nope.
nope. All right. So what was your tinsel top moment?
Well, I had to, and that's when he opens the book, the present, and realizes it's the book that he's been looking for. And on the ice skate rink, or on the rink, when he's laying down and the glove comes down and they meet. Those are my two. What about you?
It's the book. When he
Yeah.
gets the book, when Hallie gives him the book at the wedding, his face, the music,
Yeah.
the whole moment
Well.
is amazing. All right. Out of 5 ornaments, how many are you hanging on the tree?
There's 5. Just 5.
I want to hang 100 for this movie,
Yeah,
but there's
agree.
5.
There you go.
All right.
So is that a wrap?
That is a wrap.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening. And again, if you want to help Hallmark fans or Rom-Com fans find our podcast, you can do so by giving us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify. And if you want to, again, look at this and that, head on over to YouTube at Pour the Wine. It's Rom-Com Time. Don't forget to hit the bell and the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our episodes.
Make sure you follow us wherever you get your podcasts and on Instagram and TikTok. That's our focus on the social media.
That is
so
true.
you don't miss a thing. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.